Hello, mathematicians. This is lesson 9.5, factoring trinomials. Fun times. So, factoring trinomials of the type x squared plus bx plus c. So we kind of did this a little bit, where you would find a greatest common factor and take something out. But now, instead of just taking out one piece, they're going to have you take out and divide it into something times a binomial times a binomial. So if you look at this problem, x squared plus 7x plus 12, they want me to get it so that it looks like two problems. This is the answer. This is what we have been doing, where you have the two problems and you do the FOIL, okay, and you get the answer. Now they're going backwards. So what they say is to think of the factors of 12. You're looking at this last number. You're thinking of the factors of 12. And then you want to see which ones add up to 7. So these are factors. So that is multiply. What two numbers multiply to get 12? And what two numbers add to get 7? So if you look at their list, they found 3 and 4. 3 times 4 is 12, and 3 plus 4 is 7. So what they did is they factored it into x plus 3 times x plus 4. So let's try letter A. So I have to write out my factors of 10. So that's 1 times 10, 2 times 5. Well, it has to be 2 times 5 because I want it to equal to 7 when I add them together. So if I factor this, I would have g, and they're both addition signs, notice. So g plus 2 times g plus 5. And that's it. That's all you have to do. So try B and C. Okay, my factors of 20 are 1 times 20, and I really don't have to go any farther because when I add 1 and 20, I get 21. So then that's what I want here. So I am going to have v plus 1 times v plus 20. And that's going to give me my trinomial up there. And then try the last one. I have 30, and I want to get to 13. So 1 times 30 is not going to work. 2 times 15. That would work, but if I add them together, it's not. I could subtract them, but there's no subtraction sign, so that doesn't work. I have to add. And so then 3 times 10, well, that works because 3 plus 10 is 13. So I have a plus 3 times a plus 10. So it's pretty simple when it's addition. Now, this is for if the subtraction sign is the first sign. So if you look at this one, it says d squared minus 17d plus 42. It's a little bit different. You're still going to look for your factors of 42. So 1 and 42, negative 2 and negative 21, and negative 3 and negative 14. Both of your numbers are going to be negative because this is negative right here, and this is positive because in my FOIL, if I had two negatives and I did my last FOIL to get this last number, a negative times a negative is a positive. So that's how you get the plus 42. So they did that, and they said, okay, 3 and 14, and they're both negative signs. So if I show you how to do, okay, so you're going to do A. So I'm going to look for 25. Well, I'm going to look right away, and I know that it's 5 times 5 because 5 plus 5 is 10. So I know my answer is going to be k minus 5 and k minus 5. Two negative signs because minus 5k and minus 5k would get me negative 10k, and then a negative 5 times negative 5 is a positive 25. So try B and C. So 18, I have 1 and 18. I have 2 and 9, so it's going to be 2 and 9. So it's x minus 9 and x minus 2. Gosh. And then this last one I have 36. So I have 1 and 36, that doesn't work. 2 and 18, 2 plus 18 is 20. 3 and 12, so that works. 3 plus 12 is 15. So my answer is going to be Q minus 12 and Q minus 3. So these both have negative signs. Now, so there's 3 types. Now, if you look, I have a negative sign just in one spot. So this is where there's one of each. There's one that's positive and one that's negative. So what you're going to do is you're going to identify the pair of factors of negative 27 that have a sum of 6. So if I want negative 27, one of my numbers have to be negative. So you're going to subtract. So if I were to do, let's do A. So 20. I have 1 times 20, so that doesn't work. And then I have 2 times 10. Well, now I'm subtracting, so that's going to work because 2 and 10 subtract to get 8 because I want to try and get 8. Now, you have to be strategic when you factor them up. So it's going to look like this. M. Now, one's going to be positive and one's going to be negative. I have to decide what number to put where. Now, I am going to put the 10 as the positive number, and then I'm going to subtract 2 because 10 minus 2 is a positive 8. So hopefully you understand that. I put the 10 with the plus sign because this is a positive 8, and then I minus 2. So try B. So, I got to start with 40. So 1 times 40, 2 times 20, 4 times 10, 8 times 5. So I think this is our winner, 8 and 5. So I'm going to have P plus and P minus. Now I want to get a negative 3. So I'm going to put my 5 as my positive and my 8 as my negative because I want the negative to be 3. So I want 8 to be negative because it's bigger. And then when I add 5 to it, it's just going to be a negative 3. Okay, factoring trinomials with 2 variables. So if you look at this one, this has an h and a k. So first you still have to do the same thing, find the factors of 77. And then you're going to identify the pair that has a sum of negative 4. So you're really doing the same thing. However, if you look, just this second number is going to have the second variable. So let's try A. So 24. So I have 24. So that is 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8. So this is it, 3 times 8. Now, when I put this in, I'm going to have x plus, and then I'm going to have x plus, because these are both pluses, okay? 3 and 8. Now, the 3 is going to have a y, and the 8 is going to have a y, because I looked here and it's xy. So then I have to have a y, and this is y squared. So when I do that last multiplication step, it's 3y times 8y. So try B. Okay, so if I look at this, I know that one of my factors has to be positive and one has to be negative because of the 48 is negative. So I have 1 times 48, 2 times 24, 4 times 12, 4 times 12, and 6 times 8. So 6 times 8 is my winner. So now I'm going to have V, I'm going to have 1 plus and 1 minus. So I want a positive 2. So that means my 8 is going to be a positive and it's going to be a W after it. And then this is going to be minus 6W. All right, that's it for your notes.